Welcome to my home. My name is Chef M. De Baron. I'm doing some great recipes, easy recipes for you today. And it's brought to you by Rustan's. This is part of a series called Hubs at Rustan's, where we bring the world to you, to your home. Because right now, as much as we want to go out and be able to enjoy good food with our friends and family, the best thing to do is really to stay at home and be safe. So, but it doesn't mean we shouldn't have good food. So that's why we're doing some recipes for you, and I'm going to show you some tips, some things that you can do so that you can jazz up your meals at home and feel like you're still enjoying yourselves and your meal times. So today we're going to bring in Korea. I'm doing some Korean food here at my house. Some things that my kids will enjoy, some things that I will enjoy, the drink that I'm sure most of you will enjoy out there. So the first recipe we're going to be doing is a Korean fried chicken, and we're going to make it easier and much healthier by using an air fryer by Rustan and Hobbs, and this will allow the chicken to become crispy but without any oil added into it. It means you're not going to deep fry it. So it's still going to be tasty, and we're going to use two kinds of sauces. A spicy version for the adults, and also something sweet, garlicky, and soy for the kids that they would enjoy. So at least we have two versions of that going here. So the first thing that we're going to do is going to marinate the chicken wings. And before we load it into the air fryer, I've actually pre-marinated this about an hour, 2 hours ago. So as I said, I pre-marinated the chicken. So I've actually cut them into smaller pieces. I have the mini drumstick and I have the wing. And it's just sometimes better to eat it that way. And plus it cooks much faster. So right here we have some black pepper, some sesame oil, some baking powder, garlic powder, salt and pepper, and a bit of cornstarch. I didn't put too much cornstarch because we're not deep frying it. So I preheated our Rustan and Hobbs air fryer, and it's now ready to go. I've set it at the highest setting, which is about 200 degrees Celsius. It will cook about 30 to 40 minutes. So right now we're just gonna load the chicken up in the air fryer. So this has a capacity of 1.5 liters. But the thing is, you also don't want to crowd the basket because it won't brown evenly. That's why I put a bit of sesame oil as well. It will just help even out the browning. So I think that's it. So we put it in there, and we'll wait 40 minutes to get our chicken wing ready. Okay, we're gonna put in this chopper, the Rustan Hobbs chopper, some ginger, some gochujang paste, about 1/4 cup. Gochujang is a Korean miso that's of course spicy, and it's kind of fermented, so it kind of gives that funk, and that's what's gonna give that distinct Korean flavor to the sauce. And then we're gonna put in some 3 tablespoons of butter. And then I have some corn syrup, about 1/4 cup. I'm using some Korean corn syrup as well. Some mirin, about a tablespoon of mirin. Fish sauce, that salty flavor, about a tablespoon of that. Rice vinegar, about 2 tablespoons of rice vinegar. And a bit of soy sauce. So we just pop the lid on. So here is our gochujang sauce. Now it's really basically like a Korean version of a buffalo sauce. It's a bit sweet because of the corn syrup, but that's how the Koreans want it. It's also very savory because of the fish sauce and also the soy sauce that we put in. So we're gonna toss the chicken in this once it's done. Okay, our second sauce is this sweet, garlicky, savory soy sauce that we're gonna make and that the kids will love with the fried chicken wing. So I'm gonna just put ginger and garlic in. About 1/4 cup of soy sauce. One-fourth cup of the corn syrup. About 2 tablespoons of the mirin. About a tablespoon of Korean sesame oil. And a tablespoon of vinegar, rice vinegar. We just let that come to a boil or a simmer. Add a bit of water to thin it down. And then some sesame seeds. Once it comes to a simmer, we'll simmer it about 2 minutes, and then we're gonna put some slurry. Slurry is cornstarch and water, diluted in water, same amount. So I'm gonna put that slurry in. And that's gonna thicken our sauce, and we want it a bit thick so that it will cling on to the air fried chicken wing. Here's our chicken, nicely golden and fully cooked. We're just gonna toss that gently with the sauce. You get all that nice ginger, soy, and sesame flavor. And we're gonna add in lots of green onions. So there. We're gonna plate this in this nice board you can get in Rustan's home. This will make any child love Korean food. Because who won't like crispy chicken with a sweet sesame garlic glaze? I'm going to take the remaining chicken and add it. Toss it in our gochujang. Take that. Finish that with a lot of green onions. So this is our first recipe. These chicken wings, Korean chicken wings, in 2 different kind of sauces. One, we have the savory, nice, sticky garlic, soy, ginger glaze. And then we also have this nice gochujang that's kind of mildly spicy but also very savory because of the butter that we put in, the Thai fish sauce. I only garnished it with a bit of shiso. So this is our first recipe. Again, this is brought to you by Rustan's. Everything that you see that I've used here is from Rustan's home. And this is part of the ongoing series called hubs at Rustan's, where we try to bring you the comfort and the ease of cooking while you're at home safely. Okay, for our second recipe today, we're gonna do something still very traditional Korean, and it's been raining this past few days, and it's gonna be like a comfort food. It's called sundubu jjigae. It's basically a tofu stew. We're gonna use some chili peppers. It's gonna make it spicy, but at the same time, the nice silky soft tofu, it's gonna balance it out. And it's gonna be great. So also I want to say everything that you see here that I'm using comes from Rustan's home. That Rustan and Hobbs chopper or mixer that you saw me using, and this air fryer right here, and this Kuzumi induction stove that comes with this pot. Actually comes from Rustan. Will be available in Rustan's also. So visit them, and you can do it online also. So here are the ingredients for my tofu jjigae. First thing we put in is these pork belly that we cut into like cubes. And we're gonna saute that. It's so convenient for this induction cooker to come with this non-stick saucepan right here. So it fits perfectly in the induction pan. So what we want here is high heat. We want to brown the pork. And then we're gonna add in leeks, garlic, and ginger. So this is what we want. We just want to brown the pork belly. And then I'm gonna add in these dried chili powder, Korean chili powder, that will give that nice hue. It's not really that super spicy. And then we're gonna put in water. After putting in the water, this is a Korean anchovy powder. So it's like a dashi, but Korean style. Instead of bonito, they used anchovies. So I'm gonna put about 2 tablespoons of in there. If you don't have it, you can buy it, but it's really available in Korean groceries. But if you don't have it, it's okay. You just put salt. And last, we're gonna put this Korean soy sauce. Okay, we're gonna let this simmer for about 10 minutes so that the flavors develop and all these chilies and anchovy powder just cooks together. Okay, this has been simmering for about 5-7 minutes already. It's about time to put in the clams. The clams have been pre-cooked, just chopped, blanched, and it will get its final cook in our soup. So as you can see, the soup has turned into this nice, beautiful red hue. It's not really super spicy. It gives you just that nice heat, but you can still taste the anchovy broth and the pork and the ginger in it, and a bit of that soy sauce. The last thing we're gonna put in is our tofu in a while, but before that, one of the secret here also is I have some kimchi at home. What you can do is get the juice of the kimchi, and we're gonna add that in. That's gonna provide like a nice funk that you get from kimchi, that fermented flavor. So we're gonna mix that in. So another 3 minutes has passed, simmering it and letting the clams cook in. We're gonna put in our tofu, which is a bit delicate. We don't really want to cook the tofu. We just want it to mix in there. It's gonna provide that really nice texture. And then, last, just some egg. I'm gonna drop it in. Okay, our tofu jjigae is finished, and our clams have fully opened, and our tofu has absorbed some of that flavor. We're gonna start plating the tofu there. So I like eating this with a bit of rice, so the rice can soak up all that nice broth. So it's basically like a Korean jambalaya, or sorry, a Korean gumbo. And my main protein here is the tofu. I just pour all that nice broth into the rice and around the soup. This is our second dish, a nice bowl, comforting bowl of Korean tofu jjigae. And it's just perfect for the weather sometimes. So again, this is brought to you by Rustan's in this ongoing series called Hubs at Rustan's. So do check out rustans.ph for everything that I've used here today. And enjoy this bowl of Korean home-cooked goodness. Okay, for our third recipe, it's really an easy recipe because it's a drink, a very refreshing light drink made of soju, which makes it a bit Korean. Now you can make it non-alcoholic if you prefer, just take out the soju, but it's really a mojito. The flavors that I've chosen is to make it cucumber and watermelon, something that's light and very refreshing. So ingredients for this is the soju, about a jigger of soju, and some mint. And we're gonna muddle that. You will need a shaker set that you can buy from Rustan's home to be able to make this. So make sure we just muddle that mint so it flavors that. And we're gonna drop some ice. And we're gonna put in some watermelon and cucumber. And then some lemon juice. About 2 lemons will do. Before we close that up, we're gonna put some simple syrup, which is 1 part sugar, 1 part water that you boil, and half a jigger of simple syrup. We'll close that up. Okay, with a shaker, you're just gonna mix this. Let that watermelon mix in with the cucumber and the soju. And then, with your ready glass filled with ice, some mint, some watermelon and cucumber, we're gonna pour in our drink. I'm gonna top that with a ginger ale. So that's our last and final recipe. We did a refreshing, beautiful drink made out of soju, cucumber, and watermelon. And this is just to round up our trip to Korea that we did today. I hope you guys make the recipe at home. They're easy and they're really fun, something that the whole family will really enjoy. And for the full recipes and the things that we've used here today, especially the Russell & Hobbs air fryer, chopper, and the Kuzumi induction stove, please do check out rustans.ph and check out the personal shoppers program that we have on at Rustan's, where we have a 24/7 online shopping experience. Again, welcome to my home. I hope that you guys stay safe and enjoy the recipes that we made for you today.